Hello, you beautiful human beings. My name is Jennifer Carolina Lopez, and I want to welcome you to Genuine. As you all know, I love to use my channel to uplift, to motivate everyone. But the last week, my heart has been so heavy. My mind has just it's been cloudy. And when you turn on the news and when you look at social media and you see yet another Black man has died because of police brutality, you wonder, when is it that ends? When will I turn on the news and I won't see a person of color being killed by the very people who are supposed to serve and protect you? George Floyd was an African American man from Minneapolis. And while handcuffed already, he had already been apprehended. A police officer felt that he needed to put his knee on George's neck. Meanwhile, George is gasping and yelling that he can't breathe. Yet there was no sympathy in this human being to take his knee off his neck, which led to George's death. And it's so heartbreaking because you would think that this pandemic might have shown people that we are all the same. This pandemic, this virus, doesn't pick and choose based on race, based on where you live, how much money you make. Everyone on this planet could easily contract this virus. Yet, we have people walking this earth that think it is okay to kill someone because of what they look like. It makes me so sad that people have yet to realize that the only reason we are different is because some of us have more melanin than others. That is the only reason. If your ancestors were born further from the equator, then you have less melanin, so your skin is fair. If your ancestors were born closer to the equator, in places with more sun, then you have more melanin. That is the only thing that is different. Other than that, we're the same. We share one earth. We breathe the same air. Yet, we have people who don't see that. And if you are not a person of color and you can't see that, if you are not outraged by George's death, by the death of every person of color who has died because of police brutality, because they murdered someone just because they were Black, then you are a part of the problem too. Because not only is COVID-19 a pandemic, racism is too. And like Will Smith put it so brilliantly, it's not that racism has gotten worse. It's just now being filmed, because there's always been racism. And it's always been this big thing where people of color, brown people, black people have been looked at as minorities. Right? And a lot of that has to do with the person who has made it okay. Like Donald Trump, where he sits up in that office and makes it okay to be a racist, to be a bigot, which has now given people this sense of entitlement, like they are better than those people of color. But I can assure you one thing. People of color are kings and queens. We are amazing, we are strong, and we persevere. And we stand together. And we will riot, we will speak out, because you can't keep us down. You tried to do it for hundreds of years. And here we all stand today still, trying to make it ahead, trying to live in peace. You know, the reason that I start my channel with Hello Beautiful Human Beings, because we are all humans on earth. We're all the same. So I wish that more people would understand that. That is why I try to continuously spread love and peace. Because I truly do believe that if people put hate aside, this world would be such a better place. But obviously, no matter how hard we try and fight, there are still people who will be full of hate. I need you to understand that it is not fair for moms, dads, wives, husbands, children to have to worry whether their loved ones will make it home that night. If you don't understand privilege, imagine that. Imagine your son or your daughter walking out the door every morning and your heart is in your hand because you don't know whether someone is going to hate them enough because of their color of the skin that they won't be able to make it back home. I need you to imagine that. And if that doesn't hurt you, then you are just as much as the problem as the people who actually commit the crimes. So don't stay silent just because you're afraid of what other people are going to think of you, because you're standing up for your black friends, your friends of color. Stand up with them, with us. And you know what? If your family members, if your friends have a problem with you vocalizing the injustice in the black community, in the community of color, then you need to disassociate yourself with those people. Those are not the kind of people you need to be around with. Otherwise, again, I'll remind you, you are a part of the problem if you sit in silence. I do hope and pray that as my daughter gets older, she will live in a world where people stop killing others because of the color of their skin, because of the religions that they practice. I do hope that she lives in a world full of peace, full of love. But that is up to all of us to stand up for what's right and to guide our future in a better direction. We don't need any more cycles of trauma, of hate. We need more cycles of peace and love. To my kings and queens of color, those I know, those I don't know, I love you, I appreciate you, and I pray for your safety every single day. And I pray that one day, people will stop judging you, all because you have more melanin than they do. And to my white friends who stand and vocalize, I appreciate you. I thank you. Because believe it or not, your privilege helps make a difference for those who are overseen and unheard. As always, I am sending peace, love, and light to you all. Try to spread more peace, try to spread more love, and always stand up for what's right, even if those around you don't agree with you. And as always, the only thing I ask of you all is to stay real, stay raw, stay genuine. I'll check back in with you guys another day. Peace.